Well, Nedbank is a full-service banking group controlled by Old Mutual.
Indeed, and we know Old Mutual itself is in the process of unbundling itself and re-establishing itself as its four separate pieces, of which Nedbank is one, but we know that that process will only happen once Bruce Hemphill has taken the step of separating the international and local assets. It's a bit of ninja work to do still there.
Market cap 118 billion rand. We're looking here at a PE of 10.4 and a dividend yield of 4.8%. So you've got the overhang story coming to play with Nedbank as well.
You do, and I think it's a little bit unfair because it's often compared to the Barclays Africa story, but it's quite succinct and clear what they're going to do with their Nedbank stake. They're going to unbundle about half of it. They own about 50% to their shareholders post the split. And they're going to keep a big minority
But
stake.
how are they going to do the split? Because they have to somehow work out how they can take the African business and give it to UK-based shareholders, or are they going to give UK-based shareholders the option simply to concentrate on that bit that they have internationally?
So I think they'll try place shares to accommodate a potential overhang.
Yes.
So they will try sort out the shareholding base, and that's part of the process. Who wants what? And try, if you don't want it, place it on their behalf. So you've got shareholders who actually are in the right place.
Yes.
And then the Nedbank, because they're going to get Nedbank shares, you're quite right, directly.
Which
So-
is fine, yes.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that this is actually a simple transaction and investors don't have anything to fear.
Not really. It's not nearly as bad as Barclays. So I think it's unfair sometimes and tarnished with the same brush. But within that, I think there's an opportunity because I think there's a little bit of value, but it's clear what's going to happen. So it's not. The overhang is not nearly as bad.
The share price graph, Paul.
Look, Nedbank is very good operationally in a couple of areas. I mean, Mike Brown has done a tremendous job since it's had problems, more than a decade ago. It's tidied itself up very nicely. It's a market leader in terms of property finance. It's also a market leader in terms of auto loans and other areas. It's re-established itself as a major player in the retail and corporate banking area generally. So, he's done tremendous work. That price looks great over a longer period.
The price looks excellent
Yeah.
in comparison to the other share price graphs that we've seen that strong recovery with all the banks, but Nedbank particularly so.
Yeah, Nedbank is a big turnaround story. It really was on its knees. It suffered substantial losses in the tech crisis.
And the link with Dimension Data.
Yes. And so it's recovered.
But that was like 15 years ago, people.
Yeah,
Well, it took a long
Actually,
time
no,
to
12.
recover. Then you had
Yeah.
Tom Boardman coming
Yeah.
in with a 5-point turnaround plan. I remember
It had an
repeatedly
emergency
interviewing
capital
him.
raise in 2005.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's been steady as she goes.
Yeah.
Then Mike Brown, as you say, done a sterling job as
So
captain
really,
of that ship.
its fortunes have turned around substantially. It's had a little bit of a misstep in Africa, but I think it seems to be over
That's
that.
with the EcoBank
That's
relationship.
correct, yeah. So that maybe is the one black spot along the way, and it really did hurt the share price and the results. But if you read through them, they seem to be past those troubles, and EcoBank has stabilized and is doing reasonably well. So I think if you look forward, it's actually going to come through that quite nicely.
Happy to call it, or have you got some more information for us?
No, happy to go to hot or not, and I think it is hot. So I think it could be a bit of a wait to see how that unbundling thing works, but the opportunity is probably to get into them now.
I
Hans?
agree. Yeah, hot on that one.